Well, hello there, you scrub lords, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing something a little bit different. I'm still on break from War Thunder. However, on Tuesday, the 10th of November, along with the launch of the Xbox Series X, Enlisted went into closed beta test. And I can actually talk about it, because the closed alpha is still under NDA, and I can't talk about that. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. So what is Enlisted? Enlisted is a World War II first-person shooter being published by Gaijin Entertainment and being developed by Dark Flow Studios. These are the same people who have made Cuisine Royale, for those of you who have played Gaijin's Battle Royale game. And Cuisine Royale was always supposed to be a sort of alpha testing ground for some of the elements that would be used in Enlisted. Now, what makes Enlisted different from many of the other World War II shooters in this genre is the way that the core game design is set up. So yes, it is a first-person shooter, but what makes this game different to many others in its genre is the fact that instead of commanding a squad with other players in it, you are commanding a squad of AI, and each player commands their own squad. And on top of that, as you can see what I just did there, is you can hot swap between the various members of your squad as they're still alive. What this effectively gives you is 4 lives minimum every time you spawn. You get 4 opportunities to take an objective or clear a room or whatever the case may be. And you can expand that number up to 7 total. So ultimately what this means is that the gameplay is very fast-paced. Because you have so many lives at your disposal, you can keep the advance going as long as you have soldiers within your squad. In addition, it allows the game to have a very, very fast time to kill without causing a ton of frustration like many of the more realistic first-person shooters do, when you are simply walking along and you just get clapped by somebody that you never even saw. In Enlisted, say your squad leader gets headshotted by some sniper somewhere, well, you can simply swap to the next squad member and then engage that sniper and potentially take him out. This has 2 other effects. The first being that it increases the overall scale of the battles. With 10 people on each team and a minimum of 4 squad members, you are looking at an absolute minimum of 40 soldiers per team. On top of that, the second thing this does is it also allows a single player to have a drastic effect on the outcome of the battle. With only 10 players on each team, a single player can go on a rampage and wipe out a couple of squads and grant the opening that the rest of his team needs to take an objective. Considering that many of you are members of my War Thunder community, I know that many of you are asking, is there tank gameplay in this, Miles? Yes, there is. In fact, there's also aircraft gameplay as well, meaning that there is a combined arms element to this. Yes, tanks can be incredibly powerful if they aren't countered, and if they are in an advantageous position. However, tanks and aircraft are limited to a first-person view, so they have very, very limited overall visibility as to what is going on. Meaning that it is actually quite easy to sneak up upon a tank and plant a demolition charge on it, or in this case, toss a demolition charge, and actually destroy or disable the vehicle. Now granted, not every infantryman has a demolition charge, but a lot of them do. So it's relatively easy to take these things out. That being said, if a tank catches you on a narrow street at long range, their machine guns can wipe out entire squads within a matter of a few seconds. It just occurred to me that I forgot to mention that this game is eventually going to be free to play. Now, the developers originally were considering making this game a paid product, as in you buy it once or you buy a theater once, because this game is going to have multiple theaters of war. However, the community voted very early on in the project's history for it to be a free-to-play game. However, I mentioned that this was a closed beta test. And what that means is, well, not everybody can just jump in and play. Now, the official statement is that only alpha testers are given access for free to play the game. And I should clarify that, because the developers were very, very unclear what alpha tester meant. Now, earlier in the year, Enlisted ran 2 official open public alpha tests for people to try out and play. That does not mean you're an alpha tester, according to the developers. Those people who participated in the open alpha test are not given access to the closed beta test for free. They are treated as if they haven't played the game at all. So what they mean by alpha testers are a small group of people that have been playing the game in a closed alpha for the last couple of months. Now, I can't really talk about it because it's still technically under an NDA for whatever reason, but just know that if you were not part of the closed alpha test that's been running the last couple of months, you will not have access to the closed beta test by default, and you will need to purchase a closed beta test package in order to get in. So if you decide to get into the closed beta test, there will be a link down in the video description that will allow you to get 3% off either one of the packs individually. However, if you buy them together, you will still get a discount, just not the 3%. So if you decide to go down and purchase one of these Founders Packs, what do you get? Well, you get a premium squad armed entirely with very powerful submachine guns. And submachine guns, I should mention, in Enlisted are incredibly powerful. Considering that the ranges we're fighting at in a lot of these maps are very, very close range, submachine guns really do come into their own here. As they are a premium squad, they will earn you more experience per battle, and on top of that, they are essentially 4 soldiers that are completely maxed out. So what does this ultimately mean? Well, I haven't really talked about the Enlisted progression system yet, so I guess we'll talk about that now. So every battle, obviously, you earn experience. That experience goes towards upgrading your individual soldiers, and by increasing their experience level, they become more effective in battle overall. Now, not every soldier can go from recruit to max level. Not every soldier can go from recruit, which is like 1 star, to hardened veteran, which is 5 stars. No, some soldiers are better than others. And you will get these via a random logistics drop system, which I'll get to in a bit. As you continue to play and earn experience, you will also earn experience towards the overall theater level. And that can be seen back in the main menu in the top right-hand corner, where it says Battle of Moscow or Battle of whatever, level something. Every time you level that up, whether you're playing as the Soviets or the Germans, you will unlock a new tier within your campaign progression system, which works sort of like a battle pass in the sense that it's linear. Now, every time you unlock something there, you can unlock squads, new weapons, new vehicles, etc. Every time you unlock one of those squads, you will get a specialist or weapon that you can then either equip with your current squads and augment their capabilities, or you will get a brand new squad altogether that has access to that specialist role. Now, not every squad is able to equip every single type of specialist from the get-go. Some squads are going to favor more specialists of a certain type than others. For example, a sniper squad may favor having more snipers in it and have more slots available for snipers than, say, a mortarman squad. And you unlock more of these slots by leveling up your squad. Each individual squad has their own level. And on top of that, each individual squad has their own upgrades that will benefit the weapons, personnel, or types of equipment that they have available to them. What this ultimately allows for is a lot of interpersonal customization to each individual squad type. If you're the type of person who likes to have a lot more snipers in their squad, as opposed to submachine guns, you like hanging back and picking people off from a distance, you may very well want to invest in a lot more time playing with your snipers. If you are the person who likes to get down and dirty and brawl with people, you may want to invest more in submachine gun squads, and put more equipment and experience and time into there. Now, I mentioned earlier that I would come back to the weapons logistics drops thing, and I can already hear people saying, oh my god, they put loot boxes in the game. It's not that bad, trust me. First off, the tokens, or I guess they call them orders, that you use to activate these drops are a consistently earned thing. Every 3,000 experience that you earn in a given theater's level, you get an order to spend on these weapons logistics drops. In addition, as you level up through your campaign, you can unlock higher and higher and higher level drops. So, say that you are a level 7 or a level 10 in your campaign. You can choose to get a level 10 drop for the exact same cost as getting a level 0 drop. and you can get a potentially even better weapon. Now, this isn't the case with soldier drops, and mostly that's because there is a surefire way to get higher level soldiers by sacrificing lower level ones to get higher, potentially maxed out soldiers. And they call this the Academy. Now, with the Academy, like I said, you can sacrifice lower level soldiers to train potentially higher level soldiers. Now, this does take a period of time, in this case about 5 minutes. But after the 5 minutes has expired, you have a level 2 soldier available to you. And again, 3 level 2 soldiers will make a level 3 soldier, and so on. So as you fill out your reserves with essentially, I guess, fodder troops, you can level them up, or you can combine them to create higher and higher level soldiers, which can have more and more perks and become more and more effective on the battlefield. After a certain point, your soldiers start to become just as effective as actual players. So having those higher level soldiers can be pretty critical to your performance on the battlefield as a whole. Ultimately, there's a lot of room for this game to grow. Now, is it perfect? No. There is some janky movement that you're going to have to get used to, and I hope that this improves, as well as some of the animations being a little rough, to say the very minimum. However, I am hoping that with time, considering that this is very, very early days for this game, that will all be ironed out and the game will become more and more polished as time goes on. So if you've been playing the closed beta test, let others know in the comment section down below what your experience has been so far. Has it been good? Has it been positive? And what are some tips that you would give for people who are just getting into it? In addition, for those people who have not played the game yet, let me know what you think just based on the gameplay I've shown you today. Are you looking forward to trying it out when the game goes into open beta test, or are you really excited to get in right now and start playing? Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to go right back to playing once I'm done editing this video. So, anyways, let me know down in the comment section. Please leave a like, please subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you click the bell button so that you don't miss further content on Enlisted. So, without further ado, this has been Many Miles Away. Keep your tracks checked, keep your binders in place, keep your round in the tube, and I will see all of you guys in the next video.